Wow.
There's been two times in my life. And the once was when my mother and father uh, separated. When my parents broke up, and I was 12, and that was one of the only you know serious times in my life that I contemplated suicide. But even out of that, as I look back on that, the pain of that experience cultivated devotion in my life to my family, and I just never wanted to have my children suffer that. And of course, I got divorced from Cherie, so I was recreating that situation, but it woke me up in a way that forced me to try to connect with my children. So the negative experiences or the things that were awful at the time, there's always the other side of the coin. And in my experience, I've cultivated only positive things out of the most negative experiences of my life. My father's death, and the 6 weeks up to my father's death, was probably the most formative time in my life. And as painful as it was, and as difficult it was, and all the stuff that came up during the time, it was a powerful, formative, positive experience in my life.
Tell us a bit about that, if you don't mind, about
Yeah.
why you felt it was formative. And because I think a lot of people go through the loss of their parents, and we've talked about this, like the idea of like sometimes people regret of what they did or didn't say to
Yeah,
their
yeah, yeah,
parent,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
or maybe what they expected of their parent. What was it that was so powerful that allowed you to feel that way about that moment? Because
Um, I got a gift that some people don't get, and it was that the doctors told us he had 6 weeks to live, right? So, and then he lived for 4 months, right? So I got a warning. So most people don't get a warning. You just get the call one day, and you just didn't get a chance. Um, and when I found out that he was dying, um, it just, by the grace of God, was in the middle of the shooting. I was doing a movie called Collateral Beauty, and it was about a guy dealing with the death of his daughter. So I was into the Tibetan book of living and dying, and reading all the, was it Elizabeth Kubler, just reading all this stuff about death. So I've been programmed for 6 months, and I had read and studied all these books about death and grief and dying, and then I get the message, and I was like, I sat down with my father, and of course, I had all of my traumas and all of my issues and everything with him.